Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, a channel where I try and show you the fun that can be had in the world of variant Sudoku. And today I'm coming to you with a puzzle that is dedicated to someone, from someone who, literally, I love doing their puzzles so much that when I heard this existed, this had to happen. This is Frappy, aka Fpip, by Riffclown. Not the other way around. Make sure, understand. While it's called Frappy, aka Fpip, this is not a Frappy puzzle. This is a Riffclown puzzle. And there's a bit of a story behind this puzzle. So there was a discussion going on over in one of the Discord forums about the display and the rules around how you talk about arrows and what they would mean in a fog puzzle, around what arrows mean when they share cells and what arrows would mean when they overlap. And the Frappy made an example set of arrows in a grid, which was, I think it was an arrow that looked like this, an arrow that looked like this, and an arrow that looked like this. So those cells that are in this grid, I think were Frappy's, he put them into a grid as this is an example of arrows that I think overlap. Because because what is happening here is this is an arrow clue and this is an arrow clue and they share that cell. But there's been this trend in fog about, well, these aren't overlapping arrow clues because the arrow clues are sharing a circle. And the discussion basically was along the lines of, should we be detailing the rules about arrow clues don't overlap but may share a circle would be a good way to deal with that, because you want to be clear to people, especially when you're dealing with fog puzzles. And Riffclown saw his example and then in about 20 minutes apparently made this puzzle. And a few people have solved this puzzle and said it's really, really good. And he was given these arrows, which he then duplicated in symmetry and added 5 given digits and one other constraint in order to turn this into a puzzle, which everyone said it's absolutely great. So I need to give this a try because it's from one of my favorite constructors and I just love it. I mean, particularly considering the story around this is around rules discussion, which is something that I love. So there's the story behind this puzzle. And I just absolutely adore it and I wanted to do it. There's another reason for me doing this puzzle, and it's actually caused another puzzle that I was going to do to get bumped until tomorrow, which is I was going to be doing a Frappy puzzle. A puzzle by Frappy called Constantly Quads. And a bit of a spoiler for you, I normally don't do that. And I think Constantly Quads is going to be a little bit controversial. I think people are going to have questions. So I'm really looking forward to seeing just how Constantly Quads goes on the channel. I think there's going to be some people who are angry, and I think there's some people who are going to think it's really fun. Recently, I did a puzzle where you had to guess the first digit in a fog puzzle by Megan033. I thought it was fine. It's literally like, see how long it takes you to find the first digit. I'm telling you where to look, and then it's a normal puzzle. That made people angry. I don't like puzzles that surprise the solver with things partway through. I've seen fog puzzles that do that, change the rules partway through. I'm less keen on that, but I thought that was fine. Tomorrow's puzzle? Well, you'll see tomorrow. Let's have a look at Frappy, aka Fpip. I've never seen the guy. I don't know what he looks like. By Riffclown. I do know what he looks like in makeup. You can find it on the channel if you try hard enough. Yeah, let's have a look at the puzzle. So, rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we in every box, in every row, and in every column, we need to put the digits 1 to 9 without repeats. Anti-king. So cells that are a king's move apart in chess may not contain the same digit. What that means is normally, for example, if I was to look at this cell, then it would eliminate all of these cells from being the same digit. And because of Sudoku, I'll use yellow. All of those couldn't be the same digit because of Sudoku. Whoops, I did that wrong. Why did I do that wrong? These cells, but in this puzzle, these cells also couldn't be that digit because they see if this was a chessboard, a chess king could move to those cells. Basically, it's any cell that touches the original cell, even diagonally, cannot contain the same digit. And then we have arrows. So digits on an arrow must sum to the digit placed in that arrow's circle. So the sum of these this is 2. I'm going to do well if I can't do numbers. The sum of these 2 digits goes here. The sum of these 2 digits goes here. The sum of these 2 digits goes here. The sum of these 3 digits go here. And they're sharing circles. These are overlapping arrows. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Now, there's a couple of known facts about arrows we could start with, or I could start with the fact that this has to be a 9. I'm going to start with the fact that this has to be a 9, because into this box, we still need to put 8 and 9, and I can't put 9 onto any of these cells, and I cannot put 9 onto any of these arrows, because it'd be 9 plus something, and the central digit would need to be higher than 9. So this becomes the 9. Nice and easy gimme. Now let's start with some facts about arrows before I get onto, there is other things I can see, but let's get onto some facts about arrows. The sum of 3 cells, or the minimum digits that you could put into 3 different cells, are 1, 2, and 3. Therefore, the sum of 1, 2, and 3 is 6. So any cell, any circle of an arrow where there are 3-digit arrows that all see where the digits all see each other, has to be at least 6. So 6, 7, 8, or 9, and this one can't be 8. This one also sees 3, so this is 6, 7, 8, or 9. But I think we can go further, not that I'm going to pencil mark it. A 2-cell arrow could normally be 3 up, but this one I think needs to be 5 up, because these 4 digits all see each other. Actually, no, this is actually even more restricted than that, because these digits all see each other. So the minimum they could be would be 1, 2, 3, 4, which means this has to be higher than the minimum digit on this arrow, or the maximum digit on this arrow, which is 4. But if these were 1, 2, 3, 4, this would be 5, 6. So even this can't be a 5. Might be able to be 6. So if I put 3, might be able to do 6. I'm going to put 6, 7, 8, 9 in here and 6, 7, 8, 9 in here. But I think 6 would be a problem, because the only way to do 6 would be 1, 5, 2, 4, 3, 3 doesn't work. So it's 1, 5, 2, 4. Then the minimum here would again be 3, 6, and this would need to be a 0 to stay to 9. So I don't think these can even be 6s. And this one can't be an 8. So this is a 7 or a 9. But 7, I think, works, because with 7, I could, for example, do 2, 5, 3, 4, make this 1, 6, and then make this 2 to get to 9. But I think it prevents this from being a 6, because if these were 1, 2, 3, the minimum here, if this was 1 or 2, 3, yeah, the sum of all of these digits is the way I should have thought about this. What's the minimum sum of all of those digits? Because this is 6 cells in the same box. And if you add 6 different digits, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, I could probably do better by just using anti-king at this point. But I'm going to continue down this because I'm having fun exploring it. Sometimes if you take a slower path that you're having fun with, awesome. So the minimum these digits could be is 21. And the minimum this could be is an extra 1. So the minimum of these digits is 22. If this was a 6, these would be 6. And then that means these digits here this would have to be 22 minus 6. Now, I'm not actually sure that's a problem, because if these were 9s, that might work. Because if this is a 9, these sum to 18. And then I've got... You know what? I'm not sure this is the path. I'm going to move to... But unless I explored it, I wouldn't have known. I know 9 is in one of those 3. and I know 9 is in one of those three, which would have been another way of getting the 9 in the column. I know 8 is on one of these. One of these has to be 9. Where is 8 in column 5? I'm really avoiding box 5 and anti-king, aren't I? Where is 8 in column 5? I can't put it on a 3-cell arrow because the other two digits would have to sum to 1, and I can't put it in any of these digits. So it is in one of these. So one of these two must be 9. But they could both be 9, and that just eliminates the entire issue. Let's do it. This is a quadruple. I'm going to mark it 1, 5, 7, and 8. This cannot be an 8. That limits what these could be. Because if this was to be a 7, if I put a 7 in either of those, to get to 9, these would have to be 2, and they can't be. So there's no 7 in either of those, which means one of these is a 7, therefore one of those is a 2. 8 isn't here. If I put 5, I can't put 5 in either of these, because if I put 5 in either of these would need to be 4, which they can't be by anti-king. So there's no 5 in either of these. So one of these is 4. 8 would go to 1, and 1 would go to 8. Well, I can't put 8 in either of these two. So I can't put 1 in either of these two. So this is 7, 2, 8, 1. I take 8 out of these, and these become 4 and 8. That's a really nice... That was nicer than what I was looking at. That was much nicer than what I was looking at. The 4, 8 looks up taking 8 out of here, and this becomes... These are 7, 9, but they still could be the same digit, I think. Okay. Oh, the 1 resolves it. This is the 5, this is the 1, so this is the 8, and this is the 4. Okay. Now, 3 can't go in any of those digits. 1 and 3 can't go on this arrow because it's seen by both anti-king, by either anti-king or Sudoku. So if there's no 2 on this arrow, this must be 4, 5. Which would be 4 and 5, which it could be. Otherwise, it's... So this is either 4, 5, or it's 2, and then to get to 7, I would need a 5, which I can't do, or to get to 9, I would need a 7. So it's either 4, 5, or 2, 7. Okay. What about this one? This one doesn't seem as restricted. This is a minimum of 3. Now, on any 3-cell arrow, you must have 2 low digits. I can see 1 is in one of these two by Sudoku because of the 1 and the 1. Similarly, 8 is in one of those two because 8 and 8. And this can't be an 8. And the reason for that is 8 and 8 means that 8 isn't in any of those. And that 8, well, that 8 looks down, but the way I saw it was by anti-king. But if I put an 8 here, this would have to be 8, 1, 9, and I can't put a 1 there. So this isn't the 8, this is the 8. 1, however, 1 would go with 5, 1 would go with 6. 1, 7, 8 is all that would be possible if that's a 1. 1, 7, 8, which could be possible. 2 is in one of those two. Are there other digits that are restricted? 4 is in one of these two. Seven is up here. 7 can't go here. So 7 is in one of those 3 cells. Could I put it there? 7, 2? Yeah, it is. 7 is in one of those cells. Maybe this box? I'm really not sure. 8 is not in any of those. 8 is not in any of those. 8 is not there. Two, 3, 7, and 9. So this is only from 2, 3, 7. Where is this digit? Where is this digit? No, where is this digit? Oh, so simple. Where is this digit in this box? So where is yellow in box 2? Now, I'm going to over-explain this like I always do, because if I obviously don't seem to see anything. It can't be in the same row, and you can't put the digit on its own arrow, or the other digit would need to be 0. So it's in one of those two. So one of those two is the 7 or 9, and it can't be 7. So there's a 9 in one of those two, and that's the 9. Now, didn't I eliminate this? Let's do this again. This is 9. I can't do 1, 8. If it's 2, 7, it's 2, 7. I can't do 3, 6. I didn't do the 7 combo here. Boy, am I glad I found that out. If it's 4, 5, it's 4 and 5. So these were correct, but I didn't do the 7 option. Ooh, that was a mistake. But I can now do the same down here. Where does this digit go in this box? It's not in any of those or any of those. It's in one of those two. But 9 can't be down here now or down here. So there is a 9 in one of those two. But could this be a 7-9 pair? What is this? This one could be 1, 8, because 8 is not in any of those cells. 8 is up here. 8 can't be here, because that would make this 1. So 8 is in one of those two. Oh, that's cool. Where is 8 in this box? Again, I'm going to remove that, because I know, actually, this is wrong. Wow, but no, what I am going to do is I'm going to put that back. I am going to remove that. I am so sorry, Riff. I seem to be butchering your puzzle. Yellow is in one of those two. And I know why it's happening. Back on strong medication again. My health has been terrible lately. Okay, so what I'm wanting to ask, so let's do this again. Where is 8 in this box? It's not in any of those. It can't be on a 3-cell arrow. If it was here, this would have to be a 1, and it's not any of these two. 8 is in one of those two. So where's 8 in this box? It's not in any of those. It's not in any of those. It's not on a 3-cell arrow. So 8 is in one of those two, and this is a 9, and now that does force 9 into one of those two. Great. And there must be a 1 in one of these two, and that one says not there. That's not the 8. That's the 8. That's the 1. Okay. Which means there's no 1 in either of these, but I could put a 1 there. What can this be now? I'm definitely learning things. I'm just not being very good about it, I don't think. Okay, it can't be 1, 8. I've already got 1. 2, 7 would be 2 and 7. It can't be 3, 6. If it was 4, 5, it would be 4 and 5. So I'm getting these weird... connections. Am I missing important Knights move stuff? 9 in this box now is in one of those 3, and 9 in this box now is in one of those 3. Nine is in one of those 4. 9 is in one of those 4. And 9 is in one of... These are the remaining places of 9s. Is there an anti-king trick going on there I can see? Is it the math on these arrows? Have I completely missed myself? If this was 1, 2, the minimum this would be 3, 4. Would be... Yeah, because 2, 7 would be 3, 4. And then that would need to be a 1 or a 2. Is it back to this not being able to be 6? Yeah, this can't be 6 now. 1 would be here. These would be 2 and 3. Actually, that could work with 4, 5. Seven is down here. Naked singles? What can these be? if this is a 6, this is a 3, this is 1, 2. If this is a 7, this is a 4, this is 1, 2. Interesting. It's actually 2, 1 specific. Oh, 1 is in one of those two. If this is a 1, yeah, and these sum to 9. Interesting. Those sum to 9, those sum to 9, and those sum to 9. Then there's a 9 and 2 digits that sum to 9, because 45 is 5 times 9. Six would make this 3 with 1, 2. 7 would make that 4 with 1, 2, because I can't put 1, 2 here. 9. 1 would be here. 6, 2. No, sorry. 1, 2, 6. If it's 1, 3, 5, I'm not seeing it. And if it's 2, 3, 4, I'm not seeing it. Okay, I'm lost. Okay, what are these quadruples? 4, 5, 6, and 9. Well, I'm not putting 9 here, and I'm not putting 4 in any of those. So, but that doesn't restrict. Minimum here is 4. Ah, and there's a 1 who here. Minimum here is 3. So the minimum here is 3 plus 4. So this can't be a 6. The 1 and the 2 did that. If this is a 6, this would have to be a 3 to get to 9. If this is a 5, this can't be, yeah, this has to be a 3. Because if this was, it can't be a 4 because of that 4. So the minimum this could be if it's not 3 is 5. 5, 4, no, 5, 4, 9 could work. So this is 3 or 5. I don't know. These digits, well, these 1, 2, 3, 7, and 9 go into those, but not exclusively. I'm very lost. I'm obviously asking the wrong question. Seven is in one of these three. 7 is in one of those 4. No, 7 is up here as well. I can't put 7. 7 can't be in those. 7 can't be here. 7 here would blow this arrow. 7 here would need this to be a 2 and it can't be. So 7 is in one of those 3, which means 7 is in one of those 2, and that can't be the 7 because it would blow this arrow. That's the 7, that's the 2. So there's no 1, 2 on this anymore. The minimum here is 3, 4, and this has to be a 1, 2. If there's no 3 on this, this becomes 4, 5, and this would have to be at least 10. There is a 3 on here, and it's not here. This is the 3. Now we're making some progress. 4 can't be there or there because of those. 4 is in one of those 2. So what could this be? Can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't be 7, 8. So this is only 5 or 6. This can't be 1, 2, 3 anymore because it sees 1, 2, 3. It can't be 7 because 7 is 1, 2, 4, and there's already a 3 on the line. 8 would be 1, 3, 5. Sure. And 9 could be 2, 3, 4 or 1, 3. No, 8 would be 1, 3, 4. Sorry, that works. And 9 would be 1, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 4. So if this is 8, 1, 3, 4, 9, 1, 3, 5, or if it's 2, it's 2, 3, 4. This is always 4 or 5. So what do we got up here? These are 1, 2, 4, and 5 only. And we know 1 must be up here. So if this is a 1, this is an 8. If this is a 2, this is a 7. If it's a 4, this is a 5. So this can't be a 4. And if this is a 5, this is a 4. 3 is up here now because what's in this column. So 3 is up here, but this is now restricted. This is 3, 5, 6, which means if this was a 7, this would have to be 1, 2, 4, and I couldn't fill that. This is a 9, which means this isn't a 9 and this is a 9. This is turning out the way I kind of expected, but I needed to prove it, even if only to myself in the worst way possible. Now, I got these digits by Sudoku, not by anything else. Not by using the arrow total. So 6, 3, I can't do 5, 4, I could do 4, 5. 6, 3, 7, 9, 4. So if this is 6, 3, these become 7, 9. That becomes 4 because I need to put 4 in the row somewhere. And that becomes a 5. If this is 4, 5, I don't think that's restricted. 7 in this column is restricted. I can't put it there or there, and I can't put it there. So it's in one of those two. This is from 237. This is from 2379. This again is not helping me. I seem to have a trend of butchering Riffclown's puzzles lately. This is from 356. 2, 4, 5 would make these 3, 6. Like 2, 7. Well, this cell is really restricted. It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. This is the 9, which means this is the 8. And why did I do that? Okay, let's look at this. Let's roll back and look at this cell because wow. This cell, what does it see? It sees a 1, it sees a 2, it sees a 3, it sees a 4, it sees a 5, it sees a 6, it sees a 7, and it sees an 8. Can't be any of those digits by either Sudoku or King's Move. That's the 9, making this an 8. And that's going to do a lot of work. This is 4, 5, 6 in the box, and it can't be 5 because of the column. But this 8 now is going to be big because 2, 3 would mean, if this is a 2, the minimum this could be 2, 3, 4, and that'd be broken. This is the 1. 1 and 3 is 4, so I need another 4, which makes that the 6 and that the 5. Have I broken the back of this puzzle, or am I going to, the 3, or am I going to regret my words? The 3 here makes this the 6 and this the 3. Now, I'm aware I'm 23 minutes into this puzzle, and there'll be people who solve this one in under 10 minutes. I'm not. Cool. Man, this makes me dehydrated. So these are 4, 7, and 8. So this is 4, 7, 8. The 7 and the 8, the 4 comes out of here. These are 1, 2, 5. Okay, so 4, 7, 8, 4, 7, 8. I can remove all of those. That doesn't actually restrict this yet. So I can see, where is 1 now? 1 here and 1 here means 1 is in one of those 3, but that one sees all of those. This is the 1. 3 can't go there. Why would that be restricted? I don't know. This is still quite tricky. At least it is to me. I don't think I'm having a masterful performance on this one. Oh, well. So this is an 8. So if it's 2, it would be 2, 6. 3 would be 3, 5. And 7 would be 7, 1. So this is only 1, 5, or 6. 7, 1. Or 2, 6 makes these 5, 9. 2 is down here. I can see 8 is in one of those two, but I'm not seeing how that helps me. Nine is in one of those two. 9 is in one of those. No, it's not. 9 is in one of those 3, and 9 is in one of those 3. And then, yeah, they're the places for 9s. Is that in any way resolvable? Yeah, hang on. 9, 9, 9, 9. That's denying. 9 has been denied from all of those cells. Denied. This is a 9, which means this isn't a 9, and 9 is in one of those two. Okay. Denied. Right. So is this more restricted now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 3, 5, 6. So if this is 3, 6, 5, 4, 7. Well, where's 7 in this box now? This can't be a 7. None of those can be 7, and that can't be 7 because that can't be 2. This is the 7. Taking 7 out of those, no 7 here means no 1 here, and this is the 1. Just the sort of amazing stuff. This is now a 5, 6, 9 triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 7. I may not be doing brilliantly at the puzzle, but I'm having a lot of fun. And anyone who says that that's not the way to solve Sudoku, I disagree. I have an opinion on the matter. Is it drug-fueled, as in medication? Not, I'm not telling you how to live your life at all, particularly if you live in a place where it's legal, but not for me. Not a 7 there. So these are 2, 6, 7 because of the row, and the 7 is looking down. So there is a 7 over here. This is... Every time I feel really stuck, I realize, I missed something obvious, which is a sign of a very good puzzle. So 7 is in one of these 3, and it's not there. So 7 is in one of those 2. I'm mostly done with the arrows. These 2 digits sum to 6. So 1, if this is a 1, this is a 5. This can't be a 5 because this would have to be a 1 and it can't be. If this is a 1, this is a 5. If this is a 2, this is a 4. And the reason that those 2 cells sum to 6 is because 6 plus 3 is 9. So this is only 4 or 5, which I'm not seeing how to resolve. There's probably some weird connection here that I've completely missed that is obvious as heck. Seven is still in one of those 2, but I found that earlier. 2 is not... So 2 is in one of those 3. 3s I feel are normally really powerful, and I'm feeling ridiculously underwhelmed by 3s in this puzzle. Right, I don't feel 3s should be celebrated in this puzzle at all. BremSter definitely shouldn't be. So 1, where's 1 in this row? This can't be a 1. None of these are 1, and there's 2 1s looking up. This is a 1. Four can't be there because it would knock 4 out of both of those cells. So 4 is in one of those 3, but not there. 4 is in one of those 2. Is there a problem with any of that? Three, 6. makes that a 6. 4, 5 makes that a... Oh! If this is 3, 6... Right, this can never be a 6. If this is 3, 6... This can't be a 6. If this is 4, 5, that becomes a 6. This can never be a 6. 6 is in one of those two. This is a 4, 6 pair. There's no 5 here. This is a 4, 6 pair. Looking across, taking 6 out of those, that's a 5, 9 pair. This is a 6. This is a 2. This is a 3. There you go. There's a deduction. The 6 makes this a 7 and this not a 7. 5 and 9. So that can't be a 5. This can't be a 4, but I already knew that. Can I resolve this 3, 5 somehow? Is it something to do with this arrow? I bet there's so many people just screaming at me right now. Why are you not seeing the obvious thing? 1 is in one of those two. And that's all going to be the final ones, and they don't touch anything. 2 is not in any of those. It's not 2 in this row, is it? Something... If this is 2, 7, this becomes 1 and that becomes 5. But I don't... 3, 5, 4, 6... I could do these chains, but that's not a normal... I would not expect that from a Riffclown puzzle. 7, yeah, I've already got 7 in one of those two. 7 in this box, I don't know. 7 is in one of those 3. It's got, is it these? Like, there is a quadruple in this column. 2, 3, 5, and 6. Now that can't be a 6 because of that 6. This can't be 2 or 3. So this is 5 or 6. This can't be 6 or 3. So 3 is in one of those two, which puts 3 in one of those two. And that can't be the 3. This is the 3, this is the 9, which looks up making that the 5 and that the 9, meaning this can't be the 5. Now I've got a triple in this column, maybe? No, the 5 makes that the 6, which makes that the 2, which makes that the 5. That may have been there as well for a while. I think this column is one I should have investigated earlier. And all I'm missing from this column now is 2 and 3. So these are 2 and 3. This is a triple. 4, 6, and 7. There's no 6 there. Don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8 go into those. So this is known, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a known pair. 3, 5, and the 5 makes that the 3 and that the 5, which looks like making that the 5 and that the 3, which goes with the 6 to make the 9, making that the 4. This digit is now a 6 by Sudoku because of the 2 looking across, and this is a triple. 2, 4, 7. There's a 4, 7 looking down, making that the 2, so I can take the 2 out of those. And I don't see how to resolve the 4, 7 yet. Okay. Made an breakthrough. This is a 4, 7 pair. So this has to be 2, 3, or 5. Where's 3 in this row? 3 says not there. This is not 3. These are a 4, 7 pair. This is the 3. This is the 2. Saying this isn't the 2, so this isn't the 7. I wonder... I really feel like I should have been able to resolve these arrows earlier. But sometimes a really good setter, like I'm seeing this now, a really good setter will leave something like this to the very end. And I can tell you right now, that's hard to do if it's deliberate. 5 looks up making that 4, which looks down making that 7 and that 4. This column is just missing a 6, which looks across saying that's not a 6. This is a pair now, 1, 3. And the 3 makes that the 1 and that the 3. And there, of course, 3 and 4 means that's the 2, making that the 5 and that the 4. There's no, which means this is the 1, this is the 8, this is the 7. And I finally get there. I blame me completely. This is the 7, taking 7 out of both of those, leaving that to be the 4 and that to be the 6. I don't see how to resolve the 5, 8 yet, but it'll come from this, because these are 2, 5 and 7. The 5 and the 7 in rows 3 make that the 2, and I can take the 2 out of those. The 7 makes this the 5 and this the 7, and the 5 looks back making this the 8 and this the 5. That is the correct solution. Now, this has had 3 solves in 15 hours. This is a brand, I'll say spanking new puzzle, and I loved it. This was really, really fun. Thanks, Riffclown, and thank you, Frappy, who owns the puzzle, by the way. So Frappy sent it in to submit it. So it is quite common in at least the Sudoku community that I hang around with, for people to make puzzles for someone else and gift them the puzzle. And often when they do that, they gift them complete ownership of the puzzle. Do what they want with it. Rename it, recreate it. They could claim it as their own as far as the setter is concerned. I don't think I've ever seen that done, but it could be done. I've seen discussions along the lines of, can I submit this as an anonymous puzzle or something like that? Or can I change the name or anything? And I've almost never seen anyone object. But when the puzzle is gifted, it normally becomes the complete property of the person. But most of the time I see that happen, the person who receives the gift of the puzzle always credits and does similar to this. They release the puzzle under the name of the person who originally created it. So this puzzle is owned by Frappy. It was made by Riffclown, and it's named after Frappy. This is a great puzzle. I really enjoyed this one, and I'm sorry if I missed some obvious stuff. It happens sometimes. If you did take longer than me, let me know, because it'd be interesting to know whether I'm just addled. I know I'm addled at the moment, but it's okay. As long as you enjoy the puzzle and got to enjoy a good puzzle, that's all that matters. Tomorrow, there'll be a puzzle by Frappy, and we'll see what people think of it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hope you enjoy, unless something goes wrong. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the puzzle, and as always, good luck with your solving.